I just added aggressively to my Bitcoin holdings. I want to talk about that, give you 5 reasons why I'm doing that, because it's looking really good for Bitcoin. If you don't have your hands on Bitcoin, you're probably missing out. I want to talk about that, talk about how big of a difference that can make, how big of a difference Bitcoin will make in your financial life over the coming year, 2 years maybe, and go through, again, why I'm so bullish right now. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you can see future videos just like this one. Now, while you're down there, I just have to say, there's a deal for Treasure. Treasure is the best cold storage wallet out there in my opinion. They have up to 40% off with the links underneath the video. They have no other deals like this the rest of the year. You won't see a better deal. So if you haven't already gotten one, get it. If you're buying one for someone else, buy it now. If you want to give it as a gift, get it now. If you want to buy a second one, just in case you want to diversify later, buy it now. They have Treasure bundles. They have Treasure models too that you can get. There's so many different options. Also, part of my position is in spot here today. I got a lot of Bitcoin recently, bought a lot of Bitcoin in a way, and then I also went long on Bitcoin. If you want to go long on Bitcoin, I have 2 links down there. One is to Margex. Margex is a really simple, easy to use platform, and it allows you to trade cryptocurrencies on leverage. You can sign up with the link underneath the video. I'm working with them on a deal where you'll actually get some money back from your initial deposit to pay for trading fees. You can see I'm up 18.9%. This is so easy. We went to this line. I bought right here. Actually, I bought right here because I didn't want to miss it if we went right above it. And I went 30x and I'm up 18.9%. And it's only up $250 since I got in. So not that much. Of course, trading is not for everyone. There's also a link down there to Blofin. I also set up another long on here. This is a new app that I'm trying out that has way more options, way more trading pairs. So both of these are non-KYC, non-VPN needed companies. I would seriously look at this. We're going to set up some different kinds of deals with both of them so you get exclusive rewards. So check out both of these underneath the video. Deposit in a little bit of money if you're interested, and you can start trading a bit. Now, the crypto market looks, you might say it looks a little bit weak if you didn't know what's been happening, right? Bitcoin's down 1.25% or 1.4%. Ethereum's up 2.5%, but BNB is down 12%. XRP is down 1.5%. And if you didn't know any better, if you didn't know what was actually happening in the market, you might be a little bit worried or thinking that this is a bad day for crypto. But this actually shows the insane resiliency of the crypto market. Because as you may know, CZ yesterday stepped down as CEO of Binance. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is actually probably one of the best things for CZ and why he's actually probably super pumped up about this deal. Even though they had to pay $4 billion, this will work out for him in a way that he makes a lot of money. So he stepped down. Binance has to pay a $4 billion fine, which is a lot of money. And yet Bitcoin just touched down to the bottom of this channel and then went straight back up. So just staying in the middle of this range that we've seen. And we've already seen it tap 38,000 twice. This is part of the reason I'm setting up longs is I think we're going to have some new price discovery here soon breaking out of that 38,000. But this is amazing resilience. We've seen the largest exchange in the world basically get a large fine, have a large amount of outflows, and yet Bitcoin's doing fine. And part of that is because in a lot of people's minds, this actually paves the way for the Bitcoin ETF. This is one of the things that a lot of people in the US, a lot of the politicians were saying had to be taken care of before the ETF could get approved. And, I think we all should have known that Binance was going to go down because of what Jim Cramer said. He says, do you feel as reassured by Binance as I do? CC says, oh, Jim, please don't use Binance for the sake of everyone else. Only half joking. Of course, Jim Cramer, 100% track record in the wrong direction. He always seems to call the exact opposite of what's going to happen. But it looks like Binance already transferred the money, or at least the majority of it. Apparently, Binance transferred $3.9 billion worth of USDT in one transaction prior to the DOJ settlement. So seems like maybe they already paid the money. I can't confirm that, but they also had $1.3 billion in user funds withdrawn following the U.S. government indictment, and everything seems to be running smoothly. So really, I get why people aren't super afraid at this. Like anyone that's got a significant amount of money that maybe understands what this means, or anyone that's smart understands that this is probably a time to buy the weakness. Like a couple days ago, we had the SEC cracking down on a couple different exchanges talking about how they were selling securities, and then all these altcoins fell down. Now they're starting to pop back up a little bit. And even with the news yesterday, a lot of altcoins are only down 1% or 2%, which is super positive. After the largest exchange gets hit by the SEC. Also, we have news that Grayscale met with the SEC to discuss spot Bitcoin ETF details. Now, this isn't as of like yesterday. This came out 2 days ago and mentioned that they had met with them. It sounds like basically they're going to try to amend a couple different things. They set up BNY Mellon for being a transfer agent and service with them. So this is all really positive. Again, just more obvious every day that this is going to get approved, in my opinion. Now, you still have to be careful. I talk about a couple different exchanges on here for trading, but a lot of people hold their crypto on the exchanges like long term. That's why I talk about Treasure, and I talk about some of these leveraged crypto exchanges in the same video, because you can use them for different stuff, but I don't want people to keep the majority of their crypto on exchanges because news like this comes out all the time. Apparently, Justin Sun had another 100 million mysteriously drained from HTX or Huobi. Apparently, a while ago, he said that they were hacked for 125 million from Poloniex. So it could just be like, I don't know. It could just be something really sketchy that he's doing over there. I would be careful of anything that Justin Sun is touching. But just make sure that you keep the majority of your crypto off of exchanges unless you're actively trading with him. Now, why do I think this is actually really good for CZ to step down? First of all, if he wanted to step down, and I will get to what I did exactly with Bitcoin and why I'm so bullish. I've talked about some of the reasons, but I'll make it more clear in a second. If you were CZ, most of your net worth is in owning Binance and owning cryptos. That's probably 90% of his net worth. He can't take out $5 billion and put it into property or stocks or something like that. The majority of his net worth is in crypto. What's the one thing that will send crypto up faster than anything else? A spot ETF and money flowing in by big institutions. So they've made it pretty clear that Binance and some of the stuff that they've been doing was one of the roadblocks to getting a spot ETF approved. So a $4 billion fine really isn't that much to him. I mean, imagine I said, okay, give me 10% of your net worth, but everything else that you own will be worth 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x more. Of course you would take that, right? Lose a penny to make a dollar, something like that. He's going to be worth so much more once this is approved. He still owns Binance. And let's say he actually wanted to step down. Let's say he was sick of all the day-to-day stuff. Could he just do that? Would that be a good look if he stepped down from Binance after a lot of other executives stepped away too? I don't think so. I think people would be really worried if that happened. But now there's a reason for it. He has to step down. They're making him, right? So if he wanted to get away from Binance, this is the best way. And he still owns it. He's still going to make a boatload of money. And this paves the way for the spot approval. So in my mind, this is a good thing for him. He can hire a CEO, pay him $5-10 million a year, maybe more, maybe less, who cares? But pay them that amount. He's still going to be making so much money. Like the amount of money these exchanges make, and Binance does 10x the volume of these other exchanges, it's nuts. So a couple different reasons that I bought Bitcoin and what I exactly did. First of all, the fact that CZ can move away from Binance can get hit with a giant fine, there are massive withdrawals, and Bitcoin moves down $1,000 and it's still in the same range we've seen it in, and it bounces perfectly off our trend line. Man, that shows the strength of Bitcoin right now. No one wants to sell right now. And if people are selling, other people are buying. They're not willing to miss out. This also paves the way for the ETF. As I said a second ago, this makes it much easier for the the SEC to approve an ETF if they've taken out some of the bad actors and imposed a big fine and that kind of thing. Also, there's been no gain in global liquidity yet. There's maybe been a slight uptick, but the fact is many countries are still draining liquidity. They have high interest rates or higher interest rates than they used to. And the price action has still been nuts. So when there's that eventual Fed pivot or Fed softening, or the markets just get frothy thinking, okay, these savings account rates or these money market rates aren't going to be here in a year or two. So 5% is good right now, but I need to put my money to work because otherwise I'm going to be getting 2-3% and I will have missed out on 30% gains in stocks and crypto, or hundreds of percent gains in crypto. So I want to be in ahead of that. Also, the demand is huge right now. Like you can see it from the different GBTC. The GBTC discount has been swallowed up. So people think that there's going to be an approval. Also, you can see the demand every week when we see the institutional flows report. There are hundreds of millions of dollars each week coming into crypto. And this is just from a couple different ETFs. So people are buying up those ETFs. They are allocating money towards crypto. And there's only 150 days to the halving. Right? That's not that long. So spot approval in probably less than 2 months. Bitcoin halving in less than half a year. I want to front run that. And I was buying the entire time through the bull market. Or through the bear market. So whoever sits down there in the comments saying, hey, you're buying at the wrong time. You could have bought under 30,000 or 25,000 or something. I bought that whole time, right? But I continuously get paid more and I want to put that money to work. So what I did, and we'll talk about where I think Bitcoin's going and what kind of life-changing money this could be. What I did was I actually got paid from a couple different companies in the last week, companies I work with. And I could have had them send me just cash, like wire the money over to my account. But instead, I gave them my Bitcoin address. So I got paid from, I think it's 3 different companies in crypto this week, specifically Bitcoin. So I could have been paid via wire and then held onto that cash, put it into the market when I saw an opportune time. But honestly, the amount that I got paid was higher than I normally DCA, and I don't want to miss out. So I was thinking about it. I think the thing is I could have just taken the money and then just bought Bitcoin. But the fact is there's more of a chance that I'm just not going to do it or not do it fast enough. And then I'll wait a little bit longer and then I'll miss out. So I just said, hey, pay me the money in Bitcoin. It's down like Bitcoin's down like $500 per Bitcoin since I got paid this. I didn't get paid a full Bitcoin or anything like that, much less. But still, I'm down a slight amount, but between fees on different exchanges and between the fact that I might not ever buy, I just wanted to get paid in this because I think it's going to be worth 2, 3, 4x what it is now in the future. Now, a lot of cryptos are already jumping up from just a day or two ago. I think, again, that shows the strength, and that's one of the main problems that a lot of people have is they don't set a plan and stick to it. So I've been getting paid from one of these companies in Bitcoin for the last 3 months. And every time I'm like, maybe I should take it in cash. But nope, I take it in Bitcoin. And then we inevitably move up $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per Bitcoin. Then the next time it happens, I think maybe I should take a wire. Nope, I'll take it in Bitcoin. Then we move up $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per Bitcoin. And so far, it's been a good way of taking payment. Now, I didn't only take payment in Bitcoin. I also went long, as I said, on Blofin and on Margex. Part of that is just from a technical analysis standpoint, we've been stuck in this channel for a long time. And until we break down below it, I'm going to be using this to trade. Every time that we've touched this bottom line, we've bounced right back off of it and gone up to the top of the channel, right? Every single time. So I am going to use this. I set up a limit order on Margex to buy when we basically right when we were approaching this line, and it triggered, and now I'm up 20%. So I just think of it as a way to work on technical analysis, to maybe amplify some returns, to have a little bit of fun. And it's not like a large portion of my portfolio, but it's enough that it makes a difference. So I'm going to continue to do that as well. Now, where do I think Bitcoin can go? How much money can you make in Bitcoin? Well, obviously, it depends on how bullish you are on Bitcoin and how much you're putting in. It basically boils down to that. So with something like a dollar cost average, or some people want to know, I only have $500. Is that enough to put into Bitcoin right now to really make a difference? It totally depends on your own situation, but any amount of Bitcoin I think is a good place to start. Like if you can buy $5 of Bitcoin a day or $500, $200, it gets you set up mentally to start buying. Like I've had people in my life, like close family members, that ask me that same thing. I say, yes, if you can just buy it and just like dollar cost average or put in a lump sum and continuously add to it, you'll do well. And is $500 going to help you retire? Yeah, it's going to help you retire, but is it enough to retire in Bitcoin right now? Probably not. Like, I mean, well, definitely not. The fact is, even if you get 100x on $500, let's say Bitcoin goes up to, what is that, $3 million, $4 million? If you put in $500 and you get 100x, that's $50,000. That's not enough to retire, but it's a starting point. It's a point where you are mentally engaged. You understand how to buy Bitcoin. You understand that you should pay attention to it. You probably are going to start dollar cost averaging, buying more over time. So yeah, $500 and then maybe $5 a day could make a huge difference, right? That can make a huge difference in your retirement journey if you continue on with that. So yes, I think Bitcoin's going to be life-changing, but unless you put a significant amount of money in it, right, you're still not going to be able to retire even $10,000. If you got a 50x on it, it's $500,000. It's not enough to retire in the US, but think about what kind of position that sets you up in. I mean, imagine having $500,000 to invest today. 5, 10, 20 years from now, you can make a huge jump in net worth. If you start with $500,000, you could retire if you played it well at that point. So I just wanted to bring that up. People are excited. Some people are a little bit nervous with how Binance is going to go, but honestly, I think this was good for the industry, and it seems to have gone pretty well. Like the price action has been great. When FTX collapsed, Bitcoin's price actually went up because they were actively suppressing it. Now, I don't think Binance was doing that by any means, but the price action has been pretty good because people realize what this means for the industry and realize that this is actually a positive, I think. Let me know your thoughts underneath the video, though. Let me know what you think this means for CZ and for the industry. Check out those links to Blofin and to Margex. And if you want that 40% off on Treasure, check that out underneath the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.